Welcome, everyone. This is Blockchain Wealth TV. We're here with another new video. Today, we're going to be talking about MakaChain and MakaPay. So, what is MakaChain, folks? This is the one of the latest developments that we have seen in the crypto space. Every year there's a new development that literally changes the landscape of how people look and approach cryptocurrency. So now here we have imagined and created a blockchain, right? We'll talk about the people behind this. This is a reimagined concept that has been actually put to life, right? Imagine being able to transact with crypto without having to believe or have to get gas fees. So that's very important. A no gas fee token, a no gas fee ecosystem, right? Now, this entire blockchain is decentralized, it's EVM compatible, it's running on chain, and it has major global partnerships. You can see photos of the team behind doing events. Folks, this is a really interesting project. We're going to dive deeper into MakaChain. You can see they have partnered with Volta Wallet, right? Which is it's fairly new, but it's a very good crypto wallet. I personally have the wallet myself. I downloaded it. It has multiple chains, non-custodial. Very exciting wallet to use. They are also partner with eStables. Now, eStables is a offset or a branch of Tether, right? Which is, as you know, the largest stablecoin on the planet. And this is one of their sub companies where they focus on fintech for banks and financial institutions, right? So that's some of the partners that MakaChain has, right? Now, this blockchain is really built for the financial world, anything from e-commerce to Web2 businesses, streaming platforms, games, uh, financial markets, derivatives, prediction markets, just name it. And mainly also excitingly, the use of all stablecoins. This is very huge in the stablecoin space, and you guys should definitely check this out. Look at their roadmap. These guys have been in development already. Currently, they are in phase one. Phase one is completing, transitioning into phase two very soon. So definitely want to be a part of phase one. You're looking for a blockchain project that already has technology live and it's in phase one. You definitely want to look at this project, right? Phase two is where you see a lot of these onboarding of their partners and all these different things going on. And then phase three is coming out as well as phase four when they would have been full blown all over the crypto space, right? You can go on chain, you can look at their Explorer. Currently, the market cap is sitting at only 2.18 million for their native token. Maximum supply 1 billion, circulating supply 25 million. As you can see, very limited number of transactions right now. This is very early, folks, right? And also just under 326 wallets as well. So we're quickly going to go into this interview video, which happened at the European Blockchain Conference that went on. Here you have on the right side, Mr. Thomas, who is Thomas Perez, who is the co-founder of Blockchain Factory, which is the company that basically helps take Web2 companies to Web3. They are partnered and behind MakaChain as well. And then you have the interviewer right here. So let's go on here and watch this video from the co-founder of MakaChain.
Man, I really love this approach that you're taking of being somewhat of a bridge for projects in Web 2 to get into Web 3, right? One thing I often say is there's this inevitable wave, right? Like it's coming, yes or yes. So it's really your choice to jump on now or be late. And I think what you guys are doing is fantastic.
Yeah, one of the approach that we're taking is, most likely in every single blockchain, you have to use gas fees and other token. And that's a big barrier for new people. In our case, a blockchain, if you want to move Ethereum, you pay your fees in Ethereum. You want to move USDT, you pay your fees in USDT. So we don't have this second token that nobody knows what it is and creates confusion for Web2 people.
Yeah.
So the adoption will be faster than any other blockchain, I believe, and we are the only ones that has the technology.
No, that's amazing. And, something that I think will be also valuable for users that will be onboarded is this kind of seamless onboarding, right?
Yeah. without knowing.
Without knowing. And that's kind of where it needs to get to, right? I oftentimes think about my mom, and my mom, it's a hard concept for her to understand. But I understand there's so many benefits as to why she could be using blockchain technology. And I want it to be like what you're explaining really is like they're doing it and they don't even know they're doing it.
That's the idea. The idea is not, you don't need to teach everybody, because if you're wasting time and people's mind, if you need to teach, teaching is, if you want to learn, you go into a school.
So there we saw the video, quick interview from the co-founder. Now we're back on CoinMarketCap. Now, as you can see, the information on this token, this is relatively stable. It just moves between the 0.086 range to about the 0.87 range. So a lot of momentum just starting to build up. Let's go into one more video where we can hear from the other founder and how they speak on the use case of this project with stablecoins.
Thomas.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ravi. Yes, I started crypto since 2014, mining Bitcoins. And then me and my team, we built a trading solution. Few years ago, not few, 5+ years ago, me and Chad, we met to a project in the pharmaceutical industry. And then we decided to start exploring crypto as a solution for that business. And a couple years ago, Chad actually was the one who pushed the team to start doing or start thinking about what happened right now. What happened right now is stable tokens on the rise. What is the problem? What kind of solutions we can bring to the market? And that's how we started MakaChain. But I like the ecosystem. I believe that everything happens for a reason. Like you say, gas fees. Gas fees in the past was not a problem, because in reality, the inventor of gas fee was Ethereum. And they brought a solution to the market, allows anybody to build any type of cryptocurrency thanks to the smart contracts that they built. So easy, because it was kind of hard to build a next Bitcoin on the blockchain without Ethereum. But now it's a stable tokens. Blockchain is being used as a payment solution in the market. So that's where we are right now. And me and Chad, we've been working together, pushing the product and let people know what it is, what kind of solution we can bring to the market.
So Chad, we would love to know about you and a bit about,
Sure. Thanks, Dr. Ravi, for having us. And I would say, brief background was in the tech space in the 90s. Guy I worked with pitched this idea to me. It ended up being Tether. I was too confused at the time to understand what he was doing. He sold that to Bitfinex. I got into more traditional infrastructure.
So how does this change for whether it be merchants or payment processors or enterprises who want to, let's say, run their payroll using stablecoins?
So it's every country's different. I'm gonna assume that most of us here are outside of the U.S., but in the U.S. there's large, Fortune 100 companies creating their own stable tokens, and these are not just in the finance or crypto space. These are companies like I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but the largest Home Depot-like company, their competitor. And we're partnered with a stable, it's other portfolio company where they're working with provinces throughout Argentina to have their stable token, the RSA, for national provincial payroll, for all the government workers and public sector workers in those areas. And so taking out the gas fee and having their stable token tied directly to the bank, you're just, as we all know, you're cutting out the intermediary. And so it's a lot quicker, seamless transaction.
Got it. So, and in the back, there is still gas, and the whole economics work based on the gas. Can you tell us a bit about this partnership and where stablecoins are headed?
Sure. Yeah, we're very excited. Again, I think everyone on this AMA is familiar with a stable, or at least Tether, which is a stable is a Tether portfolio company. And again, I think Tether, gosh, I forget the numbers off the top of my head, but it was something in the amount of growth or adoption that people are using stable token is growing significantly. Um, you got to keep in mind is that we're rolling it out in Latin America. A lot of people in the West and other developed countries use stable tokens as a form of like a equivalent of a checking account.
Yeah, so after hearing everything that was said by the team from MakaChain, I want us to listen to Reeve Collins, the founder of USDT, right? He brings some very, very exciting perspectives into very the very foundation of what MakaChain is about, the importance of it, and the solution it provides when he speaks about the use cases of stablecoins in today's economy.
Yeah, well, still today, the majority of transactions are within the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Okay. Because for trading, but that's expanding. And as Mike mentioned, it's the rest of the world that feels the pain of poor financial services or highly volatile currencies. So they're leaning into a digital dollar and leaning into improved banking services that stable coins can offer. And so those are going to be the next use cases, is more and more of these other countries leaning in deeper. And just yesterday, I was at an event and two gentlemen from Ukraine came up to me and they're like, "Oh, I heard you're the co-founder of Tether. It's so nice to meet you." And they're like, "You guys, you don't understand the impact it has had, especially during the Ukrainian war. We get to send money to our friends. It's not just some soldiers over there. These guys are their friends on the front line." And that actually just gave me goosebumps just to see that the industry that we're all in is truly having an impact, especially stable coins. And as we advance, the next step, now that the regulatory landscape has shifted, and as they've shared, the traditional institutions are lining up to dive in. Well, why is that? First of all, stablecoin will be the bridge. So stablecoin businesses and infrastructure really is going to be the narrative for the next few years, because it's not going to be stablecoins. It's just cash. It's just fiat. It's just money that runs on a different infrastructure. And soon it won't be a stable coin that you see in your wallet. It will be USD or whatever your local currency is. And on the back end, it will run on an improved infrastructure, some sort of blockchain technology that's been integrated in that bank. And so it will just be finance that's greatly improved. And that's why all the money from traditional finance is sitting on the sideline. People ask how much money will flow into stable coins. All of it, because stablecoins aren't stablecoins. They are just money moved in a more efficient way.
So, with hearing all of that, it brings us to our second segment, which is about MakaPay, right? So, we saw MakaChain, the blockchain. Now, let's look at MakaPay and why MakaPay was created. Now, this is the most exciting feature, right? Now, how this works is that you generate an invoice, a customer pays, a payment is detected, and it goes to claim and settlements. All of this is done via smart contract, right? Meaning that there is no middleman intermediary. This is literally a business to person service, or person to person service. Institutions, right? In e-commerce, crypto, platforms, passive income platforms, smart contract related platforms, businesses, casinos, just name it. Any type of retail wholesale service can use this and accept crypto payments without even having to build their own system. Okay. So this is MakaPay. Would you try it, folks? Now, there is an easy way to try this. I'm going to provide a link at the end of this video. And what MakaPay does is it decentralized payment systems, right? So you can also have your API plugged into your business, to your platform, whatever it is, and you can be able to get access to the decentralized payment solution without having to create your own payment solution. So let's go on to the MakaPay page to see how it works. So this would be your payment dashboard, right? If you're an enterprise, if you're an individual, your e-commerce brand, whatever you're doing, you create your MakaPay account. And right now for 30 days, right? The first 30 transactions are for free. And then there's only going to be 0.5% transaction fees charged for your first 4 months while using MakaPay. This is limited from the 1st to the 20th of February. I suggest if you're a business, whatever, just you definitely want to get the link, create um your payment back office so you can have access to this current promotion right now, and then you'll be able to also onboard other businesses. Now there is incentives where you can earn up to 30% of all transaction fees being generated through other businesses or individuals that are using your payment link to get started, right? To be able to use this service. And that is another way to build residual income, onboarding different companies, brands, e-commerce, just name it, all across the space from Web 2 or even Web 3 as well. Now, for those of you that are also interested in purchasing the nodes for MakaChain, if you want to be a node validator and earn tokens on this chain, there'll be another video I'll make to go into the tokenomics. But folks, I had to grab 5 nodes myself. There's a current promotion right now ongoing for those of you that want to grab the nodes. I think if you grab 2 nodes, there's some kind of incentive going on, or if you have, if you're able to share and have someone also purchase 2 nodes, you get a node for free, right? So for those of you that are also looking to acquire nodes and have communities, that is a very good way to get some nodes, right? I believe the nodes are going for currently each node for about $1,000. I might be mistaken because these things increase in time depending on how many nodes are purchased. So you want to get in now before later times the price changes, right? I'll be dropping the link down as well on how to acquire nodes through blockchainfactory.io. So before we end this video, we want to go through a quick look at the foundation, who's behind it. So folks, our mission is to create massive adoption in blockchain infrastructure to be accessible for everyone. That is the mission. Your vision is to become the leading platform for global digital transactions. As you can see, the team right here, right? And the advisors, they have a fully stacked team. Some of these guys are also working with some of the biggest companies in the industry and are also on the advisory team for MakaChain as well. So once again, folks, thank you for another exciting video brought to you by Blockchain Wealth TV on MakaChain and MakaPay. Don't forget to grab your notes. There'll be a link in this video. Also, if you want to use the payment service or also create a whole business for yourself, onboarding companies and businesses that need a payment solution for crypto. This is decentralized. No one controls it except for the vendor who will be creating your back end as well. Folks, thank you so much for your time. It's been great sharing this with you. We'll see you on the next video.